Good afternoon. What's going on? We're going to be super quick today. We're going to do Jesus Calling book. I'm going to be ending it very quickly, okay? So this is going to be a long one. March 23rd, 2023. And I'm doing it at the beginning of my sauna, right? So that way my phone doesn't overheat. I am God of both intricate detail and overflowing abundance. When you entrust the details of your life to me, who's me? Jesus. You are surprised by how thoroughly I answer your petitions. I take pleasure in hearing your prayers. So feel free to bring me all your requests. The more you pray, the more answers you can receive. Best of all, your faith is strengthened as you see how precisely I respond to your specific prayer. Before we continue on to the last little bit of information and the verses that it says at the bottom pertaining to that, we're going to read it one more time. If you have not watched the Zoom from yesterday, I highly recommend you do that over the next few days when you have 56 minutes to spare. Because it was about how to have faith in your darkest, weakest, most depressive moment. And it's telling you here, and in the Zoom, what we went over was how we have to trust in Him, how we have to be thankful in Him, and not just be... You guys understand that there's levels to everything? Let me break it down so you can further and fully possibly understand that my word that was given to me for this year is Ness. N-E-S-S. It's the quality, the state of. Right? So we can have a sense of trust in Him, right? But if we had a certain level of trust, then we would embrace a certain level of trustfulness, right? If we had faith, then we would embrace a certain level of faithfulness, okay? I am God of both intricate detail and overflowing abundance. When you entrust the details of your life to me, the details are every moment that we're struggling. The details are adversity. The details are when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, okay? We're all in a tunnel. It's dark at times. But even in the darkness, there's still a light. We just have to find it. How do we find it? We reach out. We pray. I am a God of both intricate detail and overflowing abundance. You see, when you have a certain level of faithfulness in your heart and a certain level of thankfulness and a certain level of gratefulness, it comes out of your mouth because it's overflowing from your heart. When you entrust the details of your life to me, you are surprised. Man, I've been surprised. Whew. Oh, I personally have been surprised. When you entrust the details of your life to me, you are surprised by how thoroughly I answer your petitions. Because He always does. I take pleasure in hearing your prayers. So feel free to Bring me all your requests. The more you pray, the more answers you can receive. Best of all, your faith is strengthened as you see how precisely I respond to your specific prayers. Stop saying it's luck. Stop saying, oh, I guess it was meant to be. He meant it for it to be, okay? Because he is the one that precisely responds to our prayer requests. And then when you pray, like, I'll use myself as an example, right? When I used to pray, I would think I had to sound a certain type of way. Talk to God the way you talk, okay? Hey, God, I'm struggling today. So-and-so and so-and-so happened, and I don't really know what to do. So I'm tired of stressing about it. I have my faith in you. I trust in you. I'm giving it to you. I'm not carrying this around the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, the rest of the year, whatever it is. Talk to God. So when you pray, don't feel like you have to sound a certain type of way. Just talk to him. Come as you are. Do you understand that? If you all knew who I was in my 20s, from 19 all the way up to 30, you would have a little bit more belief. How can this guy have turned around? Do you know what he did? Right? So I don't guilt trip myself. I give it up. Because, let's finish it. Because I am infinite in all my ways, you need not fear that I will run out of resources. God can help everybody. You just have to let him. How do you get access to God? Through his one and only Son, Jesus. Because I am infinite in all my ways, you need not fear that I will run out of resources. Abundance is at the very heart of who I am. Come to me in joyful expectation of receiving all you need, and sometimes much more. If you guys haven't watched The Chosen, I highly recommend it, right? When Jesus turned the fish and the bread and to feed the thousands of people, the 4,000 to 5,000 people, there was more left over. Abundance is at the very heart of who I am. Come to me in a joyful expectation of receiving all you need, and sometimes much more. You see, he's going to give you more. He'll never give you more than you can handle, but he'll definitely give you more than you need. You'll be like, man, I just made all, and you're not the one that caused all the extra. You're not the one that caused all this positive stuff, right? You asked, he gave, and then he gave you more, right? But how are we supposed to come to him? In a joyful expectation. I've been guilty of that in the past, right? I've came grumbling, right? Why this, God? Why that? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Like, I have personally done that. Okay, I don't anymore because I understand how we're supposed to come to him, right? And the reason I'm able to have a joyful attitude during my darkest moments is because I fully trust him, not just, half trust him. I fully have faith, right? I don't half have faith. Because fear and faith cannot operate in the same place. People say that, but they don't understand. Because if they did, they'd be speaking and acting differently to people. Come to me in joyful expectation, receiving all you need, and sometimes much more. I delight in showering blessings on my beloved children. He loves it. But guess what? I know personally that when I'm in my deepest, darkest moment, that's a blessing, because on the outside of that storm is the sun, is his light. Okay? It's him. When you're in the darkness, you're going to get to the light. So the darkness is a blessing. I delight in showering blessings on my beloved children. Come to me with open hands and heart. The only way we get an open heart is by having no unforgiveness in our life. Having no resentment in our life for what people did to us, what we did to other people. Forgiving ourselves is the hardest thing. Come to me with open hands and heart, ready to receive all I have for you. Because he gives it. He gives it. He gives it. The 3 verses associated with that are Psalm 36, 7 through 9, Psalm 132, 15, and John 6, 12 through 13. I highly recommend buying a Jesus Calling book. Okay? I highly recommend it. My grandmother has been reading it every day for the last 12 years, she said. Okay? And she's been reading the Bible for the last 30, more over the last 20, and even more over the last 12. She's 89, the same age as my dad was. So, get you a Jesus Calling book. Hop on a Zoom that I do on Wednesdays and ask some questions. That's the whole point. Instead of sending me a message privately, trying to whatever, because I know the nature of people, hop on a Zoom and stop judging me in your mind and get on a Zoom and ask some questions at the end. Hey, Eric, I'm going through this. What do you think? Okay, I'll tell you. So I hope this helps somebody today. Okay? Do yourself a solid. Go this weekend when you have 56 minutes to spare, uninterrupted, and watch the Zoom on how to have faith in your darkest moment. Okay? See you guys.